Alright, what's going on, you fam? Raiyuden here. Zamasu Zenkai Awakening, unique equipment for Goku and Bardock. Let's go ahead and see how good these characters are going to be looking. I'm going to be honest with you, I'm actually kind of worried about this week. Zamasu, the last two Zenkais are honestly kind of crap, and I'm worried that this red Zamasu is going to be crap too, because he is really old, and if this guy is also crap, it feels like we're entering some bizarre era of just garbage 1% Zenkais. I mean, the previous Zenkais had like what, 40% reduced damage received? I don't know how we're going backwards. I don't understand. And for Goku and Bardock, they're not that old. They're less than a year old, and I'm worried that because they're somewhat competent, they're gonna make their unique equip stink. So it almost feels like the week is achieving nothing. We're not really aiming for anything. So fingers crossed I'm wrong. Hopefully Zamasu is good. For my OGs, this guy was a pain to fight at the beginning. I don't think we had any anti-endurance characters outside of who? Metal Rildo? I think that was it. That's all we had. So let's go ahead and see what they do for the guy. They updated the Master Pack Z to feature the Buu Duo and I think Dragon Fist. It's cool that this little thing is getting updated. Kind of crazy to see that they're already in here. This is sort of like, here's a freebie for everybody. It just seems so weird that they're right there. Just a little over a year and they just chucked them in here. This character is such a classic example of just mishandling. Honestly, release kit was bad. Unique equipment was not sufficient. Zenkai Awakening was not enough. This is just, I don't know. I don't want to say incompetence, but the way that this character was handled, top tier example of what not to do. Really, really bad. We also got some pictures for the countdown to the Legends Festival, which is cool. I don't really know if there's anything to derive from this, because we got UI, and then we got, you know, Sword of Hope alongside the original Tag Switch Blue Goku and Vegeta. Then we got the Tag 4s, and then we got Evo Ken, and then we got Beast Gohan. I don't know if that's them saying that's all the tags are going to be buffing, aka movies, future, universe rep. Who knows? But very cool to see all of those there. Now here's the kit for Zamasu. Fingers crossed this is good. Remember, Zamasu is ridiculously old, so he had like 2 lines of text for his entire kit. They basically had to remake this dude from scratch. So let's see what they do. Main ability. They got, you know what? I actually have the base character to my left. His main ability before restored ally health by 25% and canceled own attribute downgrades at normal conditions. Now he draws a blue card, restores 40 ki, reduces impact and explode damage received by 10% for 30 counts, restore ally health by 25% and 100% chance to inflict all enemies with extreme bleed. Cancels own attribute downgrades at normal conditions. That's a big power up, already off to a good start it looks like. Passive 1, Immortal Body. Before, it was restores 10% of the damage received after enemy attack is over, reduce damage received by 40% until combo ends when changing cover, and heal 20% when his HP goes to 0. So what do we have now? Applies the following effects to self after the enemy attack is over. Restores 20% of the damage received up to 20% of his own health, so up from 10. Gets 20% to damage inflicted for 15 counts. Applies the following effects to self when he changes cover. Reduce damage received by 15% till combo ends. They definitely stashed away a huge percentage of this elsewhere, because it used to be 40. Plus 20% to health restoration for 20 counts. Nullify unfavorable element factors for damage sustained for 5 counts. Alright. I mean, I'll give it to him. Type neutral damage. It's good. When the endurance effect is activated, he restores his health by 30%, going up from 20. All enemies are hit with the attribute downgrade plus 20 to all arts costs. That could be good. And seal all enemy main abilities for 5 timer counts. That's not too shabby either. When you increase the costs and the opponent doesn't have enough ki to extend the combo, they usually pop the main in order to get some ki just to finish off the character, but they can't do that this time. His second passive before his Zenkai, 30% to damage inflicted against the following tags. Cannot be cancelled. Saiyans and Hybrid Saiyans. Now, what do we got? It is the same thing, but we also got the following effects occur when the battle starts. 80% to damage inflicted, reduce damage received by 50%, so that's where the remainder went. Plus 50% to own key recovery, and plus 15% special move damage inflicted by allies. Oh, that's nifty. Blue card damage inflicted. Okay. It's not bad, Zamasu. He's a defense type, so I don't really know why he has some supportive capabilities, but I guess we'll take it. Applies the following effects to enemy upon landing a strike hit. Inflict attribute downgrade, minus 20% to key recovery for 10 counts. 30% chance to inflict heavy bleed. Okay, you know, he sits at 50%, which is already better than before. And when he cover changes, he gets another 15%. And then he also heals for all the damage taken and type neutral damage. With Zenkai stats, it's not bad. It really isn't. That's not too shabby at all. Now here's where things could get interesting. The Zenkai 3 and 6 passives. So new ability. The following effects occur when this character enters the battlefield. Randomly draw one new card if you have 3 or fewer. Restore on key by 40. 80% to damage inflicted. Okay, another 80%. Reduces impact damage received by 10% for 10 counts. Increases own card draw speed by 1 level for 15 counts. Cancel enemy attribute upgrades. Activates 3 times. Applies the following effects to self when the enemy activates an ultimate awakened or rising rush while this character is not defeated. Plus 30% to special move damage inflicted for 15 counts. Apply buff effect. Nullify enemy cover changes for 15 counts. Shortens sub count by 5. What? So his cover nullification is tied to the opponent using an ultimate or a rush? Oh boy. I'm sorry, that's crap. I don't know what the point of that is, but you know, 80% baseline, 8% showing up on the field. He's slowly creeping up to normal amounts. All right, not bad. Drawing a card, if he has 3 or fewer, not bad. 40 key, not bad. Doesn't look like he has cover nullification for free anywhere so far, but okay. Okay, you know, if he cover changes, he gets 65% reduced damage received, but he'll also have this reduced impact damage received by 10% for 10 counts because he is also still entering the battlefield. He might not do bad when it comes to tanking, is all I'm going to say. Type neutral damage, overall reduced damage received, not bad. I really don't like that other passive though, seems stupid. Blue card damage buff, cover nullification, shorten sub count by 5. I don't get it. Tied to the Rising Rush or the Ultimate seems silly. Zenkai unique ability. Let's see. The following effects occur every time when hit with an enemy's arts attack while this character is on the field. Randomly destroy one of your own cards and draw a special arts card next. 10% to damage inflicted. Activates 3 times. Reduce enemy key by 5. The following effects occur if enemies inflicted with heavy bleed, bleed, or extreme bleed. Reduce enemy key by 15. Activates 3 times. Seal one enemy card randomly. The sealed card cannot be used for 5 counts. And inflict all enemies with the attribute downgrade. Plus 15% to damage received for 30 counts. Activates 3 times. It's not bad. Well, actually, this works perfectly. Activates 3 times because if you pop the main ability, the entire enemy team gets hit with extreme bleed. There's your 3 activations. Okay, that's fine. His Zenkai passive is for Red Future. No surprise there either, because I think his only Z ability is for Red Future. Sorry, Future or Regeneration Base Strike. Yippee. Let's see. Blue card. Major slice damage. 30% to blue card damage inflicted for 3 counts upon activation. When hit, inflict attribute downgrade plus 20% to damage received and 100% chance to inflict heavy bleed. That's kind of whatever. His green card, randomly draw 1 new card, restores own key by 40, 25% to damage inflicted, 70% chance to inflict heavy bleed, inflict on enemies with the attribute downgrade plus 10% to slice damage received. All in all, that is to conclude, Zamasu is whatever. Sorry, folks. Zamasu kind of just stands out as whatever. I'm not going to say he's total crap. Honestly, when I say a unit is total crap is when I don't think they have many redeemable features. At least for Zamasu, he has the support, he has the decent tanking, and there's type neutral damage received. That's pretty much all I can give him. Otherwise, he's crap. Zamasu stinks. He's not as crappy as Dabura or crappy as the yellow Bardock, but he has something. Actually, you could argue Zamasu's crappier than both of those guys because Dabura gives you extra green cards And the yellow Bardock at least had the main ability lock in. So at least I'll give those two that. For Zamasu, he just looks like he can sponge some damage. But otherwise, I'm not impressed. He's whatever. This is pretty much a throwaway. I don't think anyone should care. He's a... All right, here we go. We're jumping in game just to see what these things look like here. This is the team I'm going to be using for Zamasu's showcase. And because the most redeemable factor for him is tanking, that's how I built him. So I'm going to use this equip for the tanking. I gave him this as well to reduce damage from Saiyans and stuff like that. And this over here just for the extra max HP. Now, let's just see what his stats look like with the Zenkai Awakening. Just want to check. Oh, wow. Okay. So defensive numbers are really damn high. I mean, even if you took 13,000 away due to the arts boost system, he's already sitting at low 200s. I'll give it to you, Zamasu. That's pretty good for defensive numbers, regardless of your cover change and stuff like that. Strike and blast are the same. Okay. No big deal there. Don't forget we have the unique equip for Goku and Bardock. So, you know, for Zamasu, he had like one or two small redeemable things. I really hope Goku and Bardock's unique equip isn't held back. You know, it didn't really set the strongest, you know, start for us. Let's see what we got. Okay, max HP 15%, 35% to both defenses with 15% to health restore. Okay, not bad. 30% damage inflicted with 35% to both offenses. That's not bad either. I think the character sits... Where does the character sit at? Like 180 damage inflicted when they show up. So I think that's not bad. Let's see here. Charges own switch gauge by 40% when the battle starts. That's good. Increasing the switch gauge speed was huge just because, you know, you would want to rapidly keep swapping out to increase the card draw speed, but more importantly, rapidly earn your cover nullification because it's always in the second card, only 5 timer counts. The big thing that would happen is you would combo on the Goku side and you wouldn't have enough time to tag out and then nail the second card as the Bardock side, or vice versa whenever you would swap out. Shorten own sub count by 5 when enemy activates a special move, ultimate arts, or awaken arts while this character is on standby. That's not bad either. I wish this included Rising Rush. This would have been fantastic if it included Rising Rush, for the simple fact that you get to leverage the indestructible better. Applies the following effects to self when this character enters the battlefield via a tag switch if the unique gauge is filled. Charges switch gauge by 40% and 20% to damage inflicted. Okay. Remember that when Goku and Bardock get a full unique gauge, I'm pretty sure they get 30% damage inflicted. Do they not? Okay, let's just double check, by the way. 100% damage inflicted. Show up on the field, 60% there. And then according to the number of strike or blast arts, yeah, so basically 180% there. So now we know that they're also going to be getting 30%. That's not bad. 210% with the stacking damage and the crit chance on the Bardock side. But when the unique gauge is filled, yes, they get another 30%. So that means the additional 20% with the full gauge, factoring in the 40% for increased switch gauge rate. I think that's pretty good. I do say that is pretty good for a unique equip. I think that's pretty good. We'll have to see how well this goes in game. I'm not going to be using this team for them, by the way. I'm going to be using this team here just because of the Go Tanks and the abundance of the green cards. But that's actually really, really good. It addresses some of their faults. Rapid switch gauge takes too long for the unique gauge, but now it actually does more. 50% extra damage inflicted. That's really, really good. It looks like we got a new unique equip. Future themed. Weapon wielder or future... Wow. Special move damage, health restore, 32% or to strike or blast, and max HP, 12%. Not a bad equip at all. Not bad at all. Now, is that the only one? I think there's... Is there one more? No, PvP doesn't reset. It's extra long this week. Sorry, this time around. All right, I think that's everything. You let me know in the comment section below what you think, but I think they did a good job with this. I think Goku and Bardock being able to rapidly switch out helps address their very short cover nullification. It helps address some of the damage because 30% damage inflicted, 35% to both stats, and an additional 20% when the unique gauge is filled. And because the charge switching is so much quicker, you'll be able to get the full unique gauge, more blue cards. You already know what I mean. And I guess the short known sub count is just a little cherry on top. I think if that included the Rising Rush, that'd be great. But right now, the most troublesome character is somebody that locks you in. So it is what it is. No big deal. Yeah, I'm looking forward to it. I think they'll do. I think they'll perform much better now. But you let me know in the comment section below what you think, regards on the team as well. But until next time, guys, be on the lookout for the showcases. Peace.